Hello, everybody, and welcome to Elseworlds Exchange. I am, of course, Sal.
And I'm Joel.
We're going to be talking about ripping down the Marvel Universe. I'm going to explain that premise in just a second, but before we do, got a lot of things at the top of the hour that we want to get out of the way, address. It is the 18th of September as of the recording of this episode. But before you know it, New York Comic Con will be here. And when it is here, so will I and my compatriots from ComicPOP. This character will not be there, so don't go looking for Joel.
I'll be in London, Ontario the same weekend, though, at a con, so don't feel too bad for me.
If you're Canadian and you don't want to travel to the States, which I understand, you should definitely go visit Joel. But if you are going to be in the States, you are going to be on the Eastern Seaboard, and you do have an opportunity to go to New York, you got to come hang out with us. You got to see us. Thursday and Friday, only 2 days you're going to see Ethan. That is it. No Ethan Saturday, Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, that's it. We're going to be working out a meet and greet over at our favorite place, the DC wing. But more important, we're going to be also doing a signing over at the Valiant booth. I don't know when. I don't know what the details are just yet, but I do know that if you go to the Valiant booth, one of the days we'll be there signing. And if you click the community tab on this channel, you will see updates about all the particulars, where, when, how, and you'll know because there'll be a picture that says New York Comic Con, and it'll be the only post about New York Comic Con. So keep an eye out for that. You don't have to follow us on Twitter, at Sal Says What or at Cape Joel, but you could if you want to. You don't have to join the Discord, but you could. You don't have to join our Patreon, patreon.com/ComicPOP, but you could. You don't have to join our Instagram, instagram.com/ComicPOPofficial, but you could. And if you do, you know, you may not get updates about New York Comic Con, but you will get updates about everything else that's going on here on ComicPOP.
Just saying.
With that out of the way, what the hell does this mean? I had this concept a little earlier today. I was just kind of like noodling it, and then Joel was like, what are we talking about today? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, show. And so what I'm talking about is, let's say, we've done this a couple of times where we've like played the editor.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're like, oh, what would we do if, like, we were in charge of the publishing line for DC? What if we were to control the one destiny of a character at Marvel?
What are our dream bookings? What are the series we want to see?
Yeah, what would happen if Joel and or Sal were editors? Big-time, top brass editors at one of these big two companies. But that's the good side. That's the best case scenario. What about the worst case scenario? Where we were the editors, the dark side of this whole thing, where what if we were an editor that had really bad ideas, and not just bad ideas, but because I hear about this all the time, where you see a pitch and everyone's like, that fundamentally ruins the character, that destroys Secret Empire is what I'm thinking of. People are like, Secret Empire, because we're doing that on Backish, it's coming out in a couple of hours, but like,
so good.
People are like, Secret Empire destroys Captain America as a character, you've ruined him. That one idea, literally one idea, what if Cap was in Hydra the whole time?
Yep.
It's a very simple premise, but fundamentally destroys the character for a lot of people. And of course, the story was not that premise. It's a little bit different.
It's so much more than that, but so many people didn't actually read it or the year's worth of Captain America material before that, did they?
Right. But what if we were those people in charge and we did have... What are some ideas that we could come up with where it's like a simple premise that's not too far away from what other people might do, but could and would fundamentally destroy the character?
You know, it's funny, you know, we do these thought exercises all the time, and I will admit, this was a really difficult one for me, and I kind of came at it at the angle of like, okay, what would like a Dan DiDio-esque character do? What would like a New 52 writer's room do in this situation? And truth be told, to do it to the Marvel Universe is hard, because so many of the ideas where it's like, okay, let's make X a villain, like Secret Empire, like Superior Spider-Man. I'm like, well, these ideas have not only been done, but they've actually been pretty good in spite of themselves. Even just currently, what's the new pitch for Captain Marvel? Let's make Carol a bad guy for a bit. And I'm like, well, that suit looks fucking dope, and everyone's mad at her anyway. And honestly, leaning into that is just pure wrestling writing. Let's make this underdog babyface a heel, have them be super cool and badass, and then like a year from now they can turn face again and be more popular because they broke bad.
That's the thing. In the Marvel Universe, pretty much everything's been done.
Yeah.
And everything, like, nothing is sacred.
Yes, also that.
So it takes a couple of like real strong muscle like pulls to get to some place where you're like, what really like what is a genuinely, and I'm not saying like make so and so purple or turn them inside out. Like I mean like a pitch where it's like, hey, I was just watching TV the other day. I was up at 4 a.m. I had this idea for the Hulk, and it's just and make it happen.
Yeah.
Like just that. And because from my reading, because I'm researching episodes for the future after 300 episodes of back issues, and I'm trying to think of and I was doing this research with one story, and I was reading an interview in which this person was depicting their editor and their horrible ideas and how they just how they were tearing through the office and yelling and arguing and just had horrible concepts that were in the direct face of not only what they were doing in the publishing line or narratively, but what they were doing with the character. And it was just kind of and that I was like, what kind of mind comes up with goes, let me take this idea, just do it, and it's where does that come from? Why would you want to do that? Does it come from a place of pure originality, or is it malicious? And I found that a lot of people are just kind of for the most part, they're like, I have an idea. I'm a creative person, and I have ideas too. And so I mistake being creative with being shocking and making a shocking choice.
Absolutely.
But what's funny is even with a shocking, not creative concept, the right writer might be able to salvage it.
So true. What if Superman outed his own secret identity for a little bit?
What if that happened? Well, you did it during one of the worst eras of DC, post New 52, and it was pretty blasé. You also took away his powers at the same time. But but what if we took away his son and then did it again? You just did that. But
what if Nightwing gets shot in the head and forgot who he is?
Right, and
then became a Talon with a terrible costume.
I mean, and that screams more like I don't like Nightwing, and I'm just coming up with I'm justifying having to assassinate this character by using story to do it.
Yep.
But with Marvel, let's tear it all down. How would we destroy the Marvel universe with just little things, little lion's paw thorns?
The death of a million cuts.
Exactly, just a little And so for me, just a quick pitch. This just came to me earlier. Because it really is. It all starts with what if, right? Which of course is ironic because it's Marvel. But what if? What if Wolverine?
Okay. Yes, I like it.
Was always one of Apocalypse's 4 horsemen.
Ooh. See, you say that's a bad idea, but in the back of my head, I'm like, that's kind of fucking dope, though.
Right. Wolverine has always been death. He's thousands of years old.
Right, not just the hundreds of years old.
And the origin is a Trojan horse virus that Apocalypse implanted in his mind if ever someone dared to undo his programming.
Right.
There is no Weapon X.
So he just imagined all of that, and that's why he always thought his mind was so susceptible to being rewritten, because it was always being rewritten by Apocalypse.
He was always a metal skeletoned monster who kills people. That's the best at what he does. Why do you think that is? He's engineered by Apocalypse. He is an instrument of death. He's always been an instrument of death, and he's just been pretending to be a man this whole time.
Right, and Apocalypse is like, I met you in ancient Babylonia. You were a killer then and a killer now.
Right, you were barely a thing. You weren't even really a fully formed human. I just made you into this instrument of death, and I gave you this metal skeleton. And so as a result of that, you've basically put Wolverine on this trip where, of course, maybe Apocalypse reveals it and he has to just live with it, but more likely Apocalypse rewrites him, because Apocalypse has done that before with Wolverine. Wolverine's been that. But what if he chose to do it because he's always been that? And it's I gave you the form that was most befitting of what I like to see you as. And it's so you have this period where Wolverine is death for Apocalypse. He, and we kind of almost Old Man Logan it a little bit, where he kills a few key X-Men, not unlike Enemy of the State, where he kills a couple of X-Men, but where he kills North Star. No, he kills multiple X-Men for Apocalypse, and when he's done, he realizes I like it. This is truly who I am.
You know, he's got to kill people like Jubilee. He's got to kill a couple of the young ladies that he took under his wing over the last couple of years, just to really rub some salt into the wound. You see, as the chat is bringing up, I hate it and I love it. I hate it because you lose Weapon X as a concept, because if you pull the string on sweater, if you take that card out, so much comes crashing down and nothing makes sense anymore.
Exactly. Nope. You know what it is? It's all you do is it's memory implants. You know, maybe there was a Weapon X and that made Deadpool, you know, but more likely...
Well, you could change it back and say he was Department K. He was the Canadian version of it.
Exactly, but there never was a Weapon X.
Ugh. Again, that I would hate, because there is so much story wrapped up in Weapon X.
Oh, I know. I know.
It invalidates so much.
It invalidates so much. That's the thing. It's like, what if Wolverine is thousands of years old and was death for Apocalypse's Four Horsemen? The adamantium skeleton... just Apocalypse missed, you know, just Apocalypse's powers.
Right.
You know, I needed to make you indestructible. And I wanted you around forever. You know, so I gave you the... Like, it's almost like, what if he wasn't even a mutant?
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay, see, there you go. That's the best. You're not even a mutant. You are what you are because I created you.
Yeah, I needed you because I am immortal, and so are you.
Right, that's the good one, because yeah, it's like even Apocalypse's whole mutantness is kind of like up in the air. It's like, well, I was a guy, but I also got this crazy future tech that woke up some stuff. Maybe if I am a mutant, I awakened my own gene. It's a whole thing with me.
Yeah, but that in and of itself, I think if you follow that train of logic, it pretty much ruins Wolverine until the next writer retcons it out.
That is a good bad pitch, and as the chat mentions too, what about X-23 then? Do you also ruin X-23 by extension, being like, yeah, and you're a clone of me, so you're not even what you thought you were anymore?
Right. Well, or is she even a clone, like, of Wolverine? Like,
you were actually a clone of Sabretooth.
You're actually a clone of Sabretooth or Deadpool or something.
Right, so we'll fuck up you a little bit while we're at it.
Yeah. I think Sabretooth is the way to go because, like, you know, claws.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, so like, see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I'm tearing down Marvel by being like, I've just wrecked 4 or 5 years worth of Wolverine comics for people who love Wolverine
and affiliated characters all at the same time. That is a very Dan DiDio-esque move. That's, I wanted to do something shocking with a popular character.
That's it.
And without thinking it through, I actually butterfly effect fucked up so much other stuff.
And that's the thing you don't think about, and it's what most of these types of editors don't think about, and it's like the ramifications of the idea. I love my idea so much, I'm willing to execute it as quickly as possible without thinking about the ramifications of the larger universe. That's what I'm talking about when it says tearing down Marvel. Like, I don't just ruin Wolverine with that. I ruin Wolverine as a character. I ruin Wolverine's entire extended family characters. I ruin the Weapon X program and everyone affiliated with Weapon X. Like, I
invalidate decades worth of history all in one go.
And then you've got like all these other amazing writers like Tom Taylor, who's like people who, not, I'm not saying he works for Marvel, but I'm saying like people who like Tom Taylor, who like take, you know, shit and turn it and weave it into gold, where it's like, okay, you know, like with the, like, even the worst parts of Secret Empire, like everyone who was writing other books were writing cooler things with that concept, or Civil War 2, where it's like, I'm doing something with it, I'm making it work. So it's like, okay, all right, fine, you've just killed Weapon X. I can fix that with continuity, like Al Ewing, and I can fix that. And then you get these really like neat stories out of this thing that fundamentally is going to get undone when the next writer comes by and says, oh no, that didn't happen. So you've got like 5 to 6 to 10 years worth of stories that are just fucked.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Thank you. By the way, before we get into the next pitch, I just wanted to mention this show. I didn't get a chance to talk about it at the top because I was plugging New York Comic Con. This show is sponsored by you, by using Super Chats. There's a number of amazing people in this chat right now who've used Super Chats to help get their question or comment mentioned on the show. That is the deal. If you do so, I'm going to do that. And it also helps to keep the lights on here on the channel. So I encourage you to use them. If you don't, no big deal. I'm not going to make the show paywalled or anything like that. But that's how we work it here. Like Josh Bowman is his first. Yeah, and you are the first, actually. So congratulations, Josh. Love the show. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you very much, man. Stuart McNally, love you guys. Take care of yourselves. You take care of yourself, Stuart. Thank you so much, man. Heartless Fang, have some money before I run back to work. Get back to work, Heartless Fang. But thank you very much. Jesse Sweet, just saying hi. Love the work you guys do. Thank you very much, Jesse. That's very kind of you to say. John Holbrook says, just chipping in. You certainly did, dude. Thank you very much for your generosity. And as if Syed says, just giving some money to show my appreciation. See, like,
Hey,
you could ask some like boxes of briefs, but I appreciate the gesture anyway. Thank you so much. And
always boxers.
Yeah, I was a briefs kid until I think one of the first times I changed in the locker room, and I was like, no one else is wearing briefs.
Totally.
And Tevye saying, make Peter and Mary Jane evil the entire time.
Nah.
That's okay.
I mean, we kind of did with Superior. It would be a real fuck up to be like, and actually, Octavius's mind has been in MJ this whole time, and that's why they wanted to get back together.
Woof.
Because this is also a big plot to get back at him.
Yeah. And Amazing Zero. What if Doom was a clone of Mr. Fantastic? Ugh.
And also something I could see them doing.
Yeah. Gorgon Fish, Bruce Banner had control the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm actually a giant asshole and a giant sociopath. But again, with Ewing on that, they could spin that into being fascinating.
Absolutely. No, it really depends on the right writer. You have to change something. But that Bruce being in control the whole time is a fuck up. Like,
which they did to the Lizard, and I remember that ticked me off for a long time.
Oh yeah, as it should. Joel, do you have any? Like, you got anything that where you're like, okay, this will wreck everything?
Yeah, this is hard, but I ended up getting 4 that I liked.
Okay.
This one isn't nearly as sweeping as yours, and not nearly as instant. That's what I liked about your pitch. Is just it instantly ruins everything. This is more of like it'll ruin it over like a period of time. This is like a year plan to ruin everything.
All right, good. Yeah. It's one of those like it's a delayed bomb. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so one of the things that is undeniably one of the biggest successes of Marvel right now, something they totally have over DC at the moment, and that is their young legacy characters who are pretty well taken care of, pretty well, written. They know that's where the future is, and they know they're really good IP for movies down the line. Yes?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And one of the best, most refreshing things about them is that, your Miss Marvels and your Miles Spider-Mans and your Novas and all these other characters, they like each other and they get along, right? And they realize that one of the big mistakes of their older counterparts is that they're always having civil wars and they're always distrusting each other. But, us millennials, we're going to be different. We're emotionally mature. We're going to trust each other. We're going to talk about our feelings.
That's the champions. Like, yeah.
That's the champion. What if we ruin all of that and have champion Civil War War Junior?
Oh, Civil War Junior sucks.
Doesn't that just like put poison in your mouth to say that Civil War Junior? Yeah. I'm guessing it would be Miss Marvel on one side, and I'm trying to think who the Tony Stark stand-in would be.
Probably Miles Morales.
Yeah, fair. Okay, that's even better because people love these two characters, and now you feel like extra shit because you feel like you have to choose between one of them.
Exactly. You gotta pick a side, and when you make it against Spider-Man, you're really making people commit a Sophie's choice here. You also then, as a result, make Miles the bad guy for some people. 50% of readers, Miles is the bad guy.
Which just the idea makes you sick. And as we've seen with Civil War 1 and Civil War 2, Marvel is sadly incapable of writing shades of gray in these stories where it's like, well, you could believe one or the other. No, this is comics. One of them needs to be the bad guy at the end. One of them needs to plan to set off a nuke or kick a bunch of puppies or something.
Right. They have to war profiteer, some kind of messed up thing.
And again, too, poor Kamala would spit in the face of everything she said against Carol in Civil War 2, where that is like, you're not my hero anymore. You're not my idol. Why are you doing this? And then she becomes that person.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that would be terrible. And then all the other champions have to pick sides. And I don't know, maybe we'll kill Sam Alexander or something because you got to have a body count in here.
I think killing Sam should be like the inciting incident or something to that effect. Like where it's like, because for number one, Marvel editorial and readership is going to be like, okay, you killed Sam, whatever. Like, no one's going to be like, oh, crap, you've ruined my decades-long plan for Sam Alexander. But he means a lot. Oh, I know. But he means a lot to both those characters.
Yes, he does.
And you get a great image of his helmet with, like, smoke coming out of it.
Oh, because he was the third founding member. So if he dies, that's what causes the rift between the other two.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they both blame each other for it, is the thing.
Right. And the worst of it could be that, like, because it's, like, young Civil War, you got to come up with something else. I mean, literally, to make it the worst, you call it Civil War 3.
There you go.
Because
the Children's Crusade.
Right, because the Children's Crusade, or the Children's War, which is a horrible name anyway.
Child soldiers, also bad, which would also make it kind of gross and disgusting too.
Absolutely, but not only do you get to market the shit out of it, which I hate, you also make it like 10 issues, which would be horrible. 1,000 tie-ins, which frustrates me to no end. You also ruin Miles and or Kamala for half the audience. You kill Sam, and if you extend it further.
Oh yeah.
You also get to involve like, oh, you know who we don't kill? No, oh no. You kill Sam, but you know who you also involve? All the other young characters. So like we're gonna get Wiccan and Hulkling, and they're gonna have different opinions. So you break up Wiccan and Hulkling, and then also get like
that's the relationship we kill. We get them to break. Oh no!
You pull in every young character. Kate Bishop, of course, is in there. She's gonna have some really controversial decision she makes that's really inappropriate.
She's gonna be the junior Hawkeye. She'll end up having to assassinate someone because they told her to do it, and she ends up getting put on trial for it.
Exactly. You also get to involve like Patriot, who's always reluctant to get involved anyway. Now he is involved, and you ruin him too. Like you've ruined the extended younger generation of Marvel, which, by the way, Marvel would do in a heartbeat because they don't care about any of those characters. You could literally ruin all of it, and there's a larger subset of the population who wouldn't even really notice.
No, it's true. But
that'd be the biggest tragedy.
It would be. And for the new fans that they actually got on board with these younger characters, that would sour them on comics. This would be like the Red Hood and the Outlaws moment of being like, oh, I loved these characters in cartoons. I grew up with these. Why did Scott Lobdell do these things? I'm never going to read a comic again.
Right, exactly. That would wreck everything for the second generation Marvel and for those that audience that they pulled in.
Yep.
Because those characters who they love that aren't dead are now wrecked.
Yeah, are now horrible people.
And you could do that in a really that would only take a year.
Yep, that would only take a year's worth of storylines, and you have a bunch of tie-ins in all their other books where things get progressively worse, and they start doing other horrible things.
Yeah. So yeah, the Children's War. Civil War 3, the Children's War.
The Children's War. Oh my God. I'm nauseous just saying
it. This is a very simple one. It's a very quick one-off. I'm sure everyone's thought of it. Literally just, you bring back the castles.
Oh, yeah. I'm shocked no one's pitched that.
Resurrections are a dime a dozen. Frank saves Doctor Strange's life. He sells his soul to Mephisto. Some bullshit happens. Maybe unbeknownst to him, like maybe there's a mass extinction, and then like when they fix everything, they wind up also catching the cat. But bringing back Frank's family destroys Punisher.
It destroys his reason for existing. But again, it's an idea. I hate it and I love it because it's like, okay, so his family's back now, so he's going to stop being the Punisher.
Oh, no. See,
no,
that's the thing.
Because he was always going to be that way.
So, yeah, you've wrecked Frank because now his reason for becoming Frank is gone. His family is alive, which means they can die again. So now you've ruined the specialness of Frank's origin.
Revenge quest, yeah.
So you're always waiting for Frank's family to die. But also, you have Frank as a character, you're following him along. You know he's not going to stop being Punisher. So now you have Frank basically being like creepy psycho Batman, where he's like sneaking out on his family and he's like killing people. Which
makes him even more unlikable.
And now he's like worried that like he's worried about his own life. Like he's like, I don't have families to provide for. Like I can't stop, but I also like need to because
he becomes like Dexter Morgan now. He's got a kill room and everything. And he's like a high school shop teacher or
right. Like
shit
maybe he's like, okay, well I used to be like an assault weapon, but now I've got to be like a dagger, or I've got to be a precision thing. I can only kill like really high profile important people who are going to have like targets. Like I got to pick my targets, make it like a butterfly effect type kills. Like, and then of course Maria finds out, and like it becomes a whole friggin' disaster. They die. They hate him. Maybe they don't kill all of them. He's got a son. You got Frank with a kid. Oh no! Any of those ideas, you branch off from Frank's family comes back to life. You either kill them and it wasn't special, and now you've devalued their death, or you don't kill them, or you kill some of them. it all branches off, and either way, no one wants to see that Frank story, but
Totally.
it sells. Frank's family's back. That's all it is.
Man, it's funny too. The more we pitch this, the more this becomes a terrible main universe idea, but a great Elseworlds idea. Because here's the thing: his wife finds out about the murders. She's so horrified about it, she takes her own life. And now Frank is a single father with 2 kids. And because he's such a shitty dad, his kids start committing small crimes. And he's like, "Oh no, I've been a zero tolerance policy killer my whole life, and now my kids have become juvenile delinquents."
I know. Yeah, or you have the kids when they're resurrected, they're the ages that they should be now. So you got Frank's kids and they're adult, or they're like teenagers, and then Frank finds out one of them is also a psycho murderer like he is. Like he's actually he's actually like hereditarily fucked up.
Right, I passed this sickness on to my kids. I didn't even know that that's what it was.
So now like Frank is like, he's like, okay, my kid is a psycho killer. I need to point him at bad people, otherwise he's just gonna be another person in my scope. I gotta kill my son. So he starts like focusing him towards killing like bad people, and then of course Frank's got the war journal, and he's talking about how he's like, if push comes to shove, I gotta kill my son. His son finds the journal. You got the whole Jim Gordon Jr. thing going on. It's
absolutely.
Frank finds his war journal. That sucks, but also is a thing that people would eat the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I could see this being a whole year's worth of storylines.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, please no to all of this.
Yeah. What was it? Gorgonfish? Splud Rot says Venom Hulk. I know it's spoilers for Absolute Carnage, but check it out. The Hulk's never got the symbiote.
Really? The Red Hulk has, but regular Hulk hasn't.
Regular Hulk has not. But
that's crazy.
Regular Hulk has fought Venom, and you can hear all about that story on back issues Venom versus Hulk. Check it out.
Hey.
Kyle Johnson, de-age Spider-Man or bring Uncle Ben back, main canon. By the way, love you guys. Can't wait to see you at NYCC. Can't wait to see you, Kyle. Look for us. I will definitely let you know where we are.
Yeah, both of those are pretty creatively bankrupt ideas. Having Spider-Man fall through like the same time warp that Iron Man fell through that made him a teenager for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh, bringing you could original 5 Spider-Man where it's like Spider-Man is getting like more cynical or dark or unhappy. This could actually tie into my Spider-Man pitch, so I'll hang on to that. Hang on.
Okay.
But
Uncle Ben lives again.
Uncle Ben lives that's definitely my pitch, and I'll talk about Uncle Ben living.
Uncle Ben is kindred.
Oh my god, yeah, that would suck. That would be the great way for that is Nick Spencer taking the Hail Hydra meme too far, where like Uncle Ben is like, fuck responsibility, like
yeah, responsibility. This is my new motto, Peter. Fuck 'em, get yours.
Exactly. The Titan Zero, what if Uncle Ben and Aunt May were abusive to caretakers of Peter all his life?
Gross, he's horrible. Repressed that information.
Yeah, there's actually a story that's not too dissimilar. I think it's out of canon, where Peter like admits that he was sexually abused. Check it out.
I remember that one, yes.
Denial, Morbius is the true Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, god damn. Again,
that sucks.
He's got a movie coming out, and as we've shown time and time again, we will derail whatever Doctor Strange is doing.
True. Splud Rot, bask in Venom Hulk's scary glory. Thoughts? It looks cool. It's all a popcorn flick. The Absolute Carnage series. I'm excited. I'm like, that's cool. I'm down. And it circumvented my expectations. So like, I'm down. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Here's another really small one. We can probably talk about this one right quick. Remember during the New 52 when out of the blue for no reason they took Amanda Waller, one of the few larger women, and decided let's make her skinny and hot now for no reason, even though that flies in the face of everything about her character. What if in Marvel we decided Kingpin decides he wants to get liposuction and some work done. He's handsome now.
Sexy Kingpin sucks.
Sexy Wilson.
It's arbitrary and it adds nothing.
Just like the Waller thing.
The only thing you really do then is you like make him more like a Tombstone, where like he's like, I kept my density and strength.
Right.
A flip side of that is Kingpin finds out he has superpowers.
Oh, that's another really lame one. They've toyed with that idea, but never for more than a few seconds.
Right. No, like Kingpin finds out like he's a mutant or he's an Inhuman or some fucking bullshit, and he's just
Inhuman.
He has powers. Yeah. No, that would suck. That would
be really lame.
Yeah.
I hate everything about that.
I hate everything about that.
He's one of the few like really great. No, he's great because he's human, and Matt Murdock is mostly human too.
Exactly. Do you have any other pitches?
Yeah, actually, I got a couple here. Here's one for you, too. Again, dovetailing off the New 52. So remember in the New 52 when they reintroduced the Amazons, and it's like, hey, how about instead of being like cool, magical warrior women from an island, what if they were dark and gritty sailor rapists and also implied child murderers? What if we do that to the Inhumans now, and Inhuman society is actually way darker than we thought?
Oh, yeah. No, that would be gross. I mean, like, and... it ruins the Inhumans, but it also like that's dark for darkness' sake. That's a very DC idea.
Very.
But yeah, no. I mean, like definitely if you go full Game of Thrones with the Inhumans, which like arguably Jenkins did, but really like he didn't go that far.
And murder and everything
you
else.
make it that's like no, they were like that they are like Caligula, that it's like all messed up and they're cemented in time.
Yeah. And again, too, it's like if this was like a Marvel Knights book, you could also kind of do that and it would be acceptable. You could even take this idea and put it on any other alien race. I'm like, well, what about if it was the Kree or the Shi'ar? And I'm like, well, the Kree and Shi'ar are such huge empires anyway, it really wouldn't have much of an effect because as we full well know, there's good Kree and bad Kree.
Exactly.
There's good Shi'ar and bad Shi'ar.
Right.
They're more like us, which is another way that the Marvel universe is actually much more subtle and realistic than the DC universe in that regard. Where it's like, no, not everyone is all one thing.
Yes.
Societies are rich and complex. Hell, there's even good Skrulls for crying out loud.
Yeah, more so than ever before now, according to the movie. But
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I've got one that wrecks a villain.
Cool.
So okay. Doombots.
Love them.
They're not robots. They're actually clones.
Oh.
And actually, Doom is a clone. Doom died in the explosion that scarred his face. And when he went to hell, like Mephisto was like, he worked, or like Doom used magic or something. But the idea being that like the first Doom died, and every Doom subsequently from there has only been copies of copies of copies. That the true Doom never really existed.
That is wonderfully lame and arbitrary and just a lateral move that adds nothing but to complicate something that's already pretty complicated.
Yeah, like maybe Victor Von Doom was working on, or you could, if you want to ditch the clone thing, you could go with just robots. But like Victor Von Doom, because he does bounce between bodies. He has that magic ability. But you could have like that Doom learned that first, and so like the Victor Von Doom that the face he has. You've never seen his true face because it's he leapt maybe like right before the explosion, like he leapt into another body or something like that, but it's all been fake. It's all fake.
And that becomes a lame mystery where it's like, but what is Dr. Doom's true face? Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, who cares? His face is supposed to be ruined. That's the face. Doesn't matter.
You know what that is? That's the perfect what is Rogol Czar, and what will Batman Catwoman ever get? I don't care anymore.
Right, I don't care and didn't ask, so why are you telling me?
It's never been important.
Yeah, I agree.
This has no effect on what the Fantastic Four is doing this week, that they never actually saw Dr. Doom's real face. That's a dumb piece of minutia you think I care about. Did they meet on the street? Did they meet on a boat? Doesn't matter.
I don't give a fuck. I know where they met. In the Golden Age, it was the boat, and in the modern age, it was the street. The end. And then of course they retcon that. It doesn't matter. Point being.
And they'll retcon it again, so I further don't care.
Yeah, but in the Doom story, basically just it's an arbitrary change, but it also like fundamentally alters the Doom character because now it's never been like so every Doom you've been reading about has been like some fake copy, which isn't too far off from Doom right now because of course like Doom has done that before. Like he's jumped into bodies, those bodies have died, he's been resurrected, like he's grabbed Mjolnir and gotten out of hell. Like Doom, the body that Doom is in right now is not the body that got wrecked in the explosion that scarred his face the first time.
Right.
But now you're basically saying that like he's always been fake. It's just a stupid change that like that pretends to be important and exciting, but when you pick at it, it's kind of like it doesn't make any sense, and it's also kind of dumb.
I further see that, and I raise you a Thanos idea that just popped into my head right now. Okay, Thanos has actually been on Earth since like the Area 51 incident. He was the alien they were hiding down there. He's not actually the last Titan. He just tells everyone that he is. He's actually just a jackass.
Okay.
And that's why he hates Earth, because they like tortured him at Area 51.
So Thanos is a byproduct of like Fury's experiments or whatever.
Yes.
That like...
He was actually a good guy once. He only went crazy because humans poked and prodded him a la E.T. He was actually a friendly guy.
I'm going to go a little further than that.
Please do.
He's not a deviant. He's a Skrull that's been genetically modified by people.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
That's why his chin is all messed up, you see. That makes more sense than, anyone knowing him, like his father or Eros or his whole connection to the Eternals and the Deviants and all that. Like, no, that sucks. That sucks, and it's like it doesn't even make sense. That takes some work. You got to really work on that.
You do, but they would do it too.
Oh yeah, definitely. That sucks.
They find a way to make him. I'm basically doing the Lobo thing. If you remember, that was New 52 Lobo's origin, that he was actually on Earth first.
Ugh, that sucks. Amazing Zero is a good one. I like this one. Iron Man was the one who engineered Spider-Man.
Oh shit!
Like, yeah, that like okay. You always saw like the radioactive balls that are like making the thing with the spider goes in there. That was a Stark Industries experiment.
That was a Stark joint.
That spider,
and he's been hiding it from him this whole time.
That would have been an okay. I'm okay with that because I don't care where the spider came from.
Likewise, and also they kind of already did that with the Hulk by saying that Stark helped build the
bomb. Yeah. I'm not too far off on that one. Like, that being said, like if it was like, no, Stark invented the spider. Like, oh no, that's my genetic spider. That would be balls.
Right.
Tevye says,
or I'm your real father, Peter.
Pass. Tevye Smolka, One More Day 2, Peter and Mary Jane's daughter comes back as a demon.
Oh no!
Right, Mephisto's inside.
Oh no! Oh no!
Gorgonfish.
We do Rosemary's Baby, but with a pregnant Mary Jane, and it's actually Mephisto trying to birth himself into the world, like that thing that happened to Captain Marvel that one time.
Right. Gorgonfish. Uncle Ben was leaving his family the night he died.
Oh fuck!
He's walking out in Aunt May. I like that.
Oh Jesus Christ!
That sucks, but I like it.
Dark and horrible, and I could see it happening.
Yeah. Master Terrence. Says, here's some money for these stuff not to happen.
Yeah, really. I will pay you so these things there.
Don't let that happen.
This is the darkest thing about this show, Sal, and that is that a lot of the ideas we've come up with here actually do happen like 6 months down the line. I hope whoever listens to this in editorial isn't listening to us now.
They're gonna be mad that we like came up with these ideas and be like, some editor like Steve Wacker or something is like listening is like, oh, I like that one. Oh,
yeah. Oh, geez. Hey, I know what I'm bringing up at the meeting tomorrow.
Yeah. What was it? See you at New York Comic-Con? Yes, I look forward to it, man. Thank you very much. Wookie Drew, happy to catch you guys live. Thanks for all you do. Would you rather have Iron Man armor or Mandalorian armor? Iron Man armor.
Yeah, probably Iron Man. It seems more user-friendly. Like Mandalorian armor seems like you already have to be a badass to make it work. You make the armor work, not the other way around.
Yeah, that armor is very low tech. There's a lot of weak spots. No, I want climate control. I want all the bells and whistles, spinning rims. I want it.
I want a sexy Irish AI to talk to me.
I'll take any of the AI. It doesn't matter. He could be from Queens. I don't care.
Hey, I'm in your fucking ammo.
Let's do this. Let's fly. Like, okay, let's go.
Whatever you say, man.
Yeah. Matthias Pereira, Xavier's mind controlling the X-Men from the start. Yeah, like the way that they say that, like, apparently Palpatine was controlling all of the stormtroopers.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that Xavier's been like, yeah, they like one day Xavier gets like conked on the head. Well, I mean, like he's died too many times. That would suck because it's like one day Xavier gets like conked on the head or something, and then like Cyclops like, oh, where's my dad? Like he just doesn't. Like, yeah, really. Where's been the last 20 years of my life?
I was in a plane. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. Here's one from me. The Iron Man's armor gives you cancer.
Oh no! But also, yeah, I can see that.
The suit gives you cancer. You use it too long.
It's a big cancer machine.
You use it too long, it gives you cancer.
It's like a cell phone, or at the very least, it makes him infertile.
Right, it causes infertility. I mean, like, but the cancer thing is because it's like then he's got to go like. it turns out like all of his enemies now have cancer. Rhodey has cancer. Pepper has cancer. Like,
you Dr. Manhattan it, yeah, and it's all Tony's fault. Anyone who's been around you for too long or worn the suit themselves.
Exactly, and it has to be based on the original design, because when he designed like the gray armor, he wasn't considering safety regulations or something.
Would Riri have it too, or because her armor is newer, does she not have it? Are we going to go so far as to give a young teen girl cancer?
I mean, like, if you want to ruin it, yeah, she definitely gets cancer, but as I understand it, doesn't she make her own? Like, she invented her own armor.
Yeah, she did, in a dorm room with a box of scraps.
I think the trick you do is that Riri Williams discovers the suit gives you cancer.
Oh, there you go, and she's super pissed.
Well, she discovers that like his design gives you cancer. She goes to Tony. He's like, yeah, I know.
And I haven't told anyone about it.
Yeah, I've just been secretly like providing. I've been paying off doctors. I've been providing them with medical, like with better benefits. I send them money and like I abate their symptoms, but I can't cure it.
Oh,
yeah.
Again, terrible, monstrous idea, and yet also a very in-character Tony thing. Like, he's not actually really going against his character.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, Mary Jane gets cancer too. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, no.
Ugh. Yeah, so the Iron Man armor gives you cancer. And then you could even retcon like anyone who has died from Iron Man's past who might have used it. Like, you now say like, oh, as it turns out, like Tony like forged their things and they really died of cancer. Like,
they actually what is it, the original Ironmonger, that's how he died.
Right, exactly.
he was the first one who died, and then you can even say that's why his son Ezekiel Stane was all pissed off at him, because he actually knew the truth that his father died of cancer. So Tony actually framed him into being a bad guy.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's what you do.
And he's been doing this whole time. Boy, does it ever.
Yeah. Here's one that really sucks. Senrune, the super soldier serum was just Terrigen mist. That's why nobody's been able to recreate it. Steve is just actually an Inhuman.
Oh man. And Black Bolt shows up and it's like, brother, come on, bring it in, it in, man.
Like, what do you mean Vita Rays? No. That was Terrigen, motherfucker.
Again, I could see Medusa being like, dude, I can smell it on you, man. That's pure grade us rushing through your veins, man.
I mean, like, you don't really get to see Steve interact with the Inhumans too much.
No, you don't.
So yeah, that would really suck.
That would be really fun, that they just show up and no, it would be Maximus the Mad who would have to tell him. It's like, no, you idiot, you're an Inhuman. What's wrong with you?
Exactly. Yeah.
And Steve's like, well, does this change a lot for me? Do I get to keep living my life, or should I try and embrace my Inhuman heritage?
Yeah. And now it's like, and of course you have to toy with the idea of him being Captain Inhuman.
There you go.
Or Captain Adelan?
Oh, yeah, there you go, where he's like, look, this adopted nation I've been fighting for so long, but meanwhile, my Inhuman brothers and sisters suffer. And because he gives up the identity like every couple years or so, every decade, he gets a brand new royal family costume, and you spin that off into a book, Captain America and the Inhumans.
Yeah. Him going by Captain Adelan or Attilan, he gets to keep the A on the suit.
Boy, does he. That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good.
That sucks. I hate that with every fiber of my being. That is the worst. That might be worse than being an Hydra.
But you know what? The costume would be pretty cool, though. They'd get someone fun to design it.
I know. No, like, that sells. That sells.
That's a year's worth of story right there. And then it's also easy to get out of where they're like, no, Maximus the Mad's a fucking dick. Of course you're not.
Right.
Why'd you listen to him for a year?
What? Yeah, exactly. The Titan Zero, Magneto decides to just kill all humans, starting with the Jews. I don't think he would do that. Like,
no, that's very far out of character. Like, that would have to be someone messed with his mind to do that.
Right. I don't think Marvel's all these ideas are plausible. I don't think Marvel's gonna create a Holocaust.
Like, even inverted Magneto wouldn't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Logan Shirley, Franklin, and Valeria are actually Doom's children. That ruins everything as well. It means that Sue sleeps with Doom. Yep.
Or even Namor. They're Namor's kids. They're actually half Atlantean.
And making them like either way, that's a horrible idea. Now, and you could retcon it. You could be like, no, they are his children. But actually, what happened was Doom rewrote Sue Storm's genetic material.
A la Justice League epilogue.
Exactly. So it's not that Sue cheated on Reed. But you have like Reed, either Reed knew the whole time and has been like letting his resentment fester, or he finds out suddenly, and you have a story arc where he thinks she cheated on him, and she's and she's angry that he would ever think that, and then he finds out, they reconcile, and now they got to deal with the fact that like they're his kids. I think that's the way to go.
That's terrible, and that's also a year of stories, because now that Franklin and Valeria are older, they can have a moment of being like, oh shit, we share the same DNA as Doom. Does that mean we have that madness gene in us? Does that mean we're just one facial deformity away from becoming a megalomaniacal tyrant?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the way you go with it. Like,
I hate it and I love it.
Right? No, these all sell. They also wreck everything. Like and by the way, like nothing in Marvel's permanent. You could have like the one above all show up and be like, nah, or like Mad Jim Jasper or some crap. But like, literally, like it ruins everything for a few years. With Marvel, there's always that caveat, like for a couple of years. But it's still, unless no one cares. Like, you know what I mean? Like, unless an editor doesn't care.
Like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who are still not mutants or Inhumans or even Magneto's children at this point.
And now that Hickman has basically said, like, they're pretenders. Like, they're not... Like, Hickman's basically said, nope. Like, I'm not gonna fix it.
Yeah, which is crazy to think.
So, damn it. Like, now it's done. But, like, what about characters, like Gravity? Characters that no one cares about. Whatever you do to them... Like, I mean, who's seen Speedball?
Exactly.
Like, I'm just saying, like, these characters, like, characters that nobody cares about, like, you could ruin them forever, and no one's gonna do anything. Like, and so that sucks. But like with major characters, at least a year, but maybe many, depending on how great it is or how well it sells.
This is true. Another one I had, and this is another very New 52 idea. Let's take a beloved character and really, really fuck with a super important part of his origin, much like we did with Superman and Superboy and everything else. Daredevil, right? His story is so great and so simple. Matt, being a good Catholic boy, protects a blind dude from walking out into traffic and everything, and for his good deed, ends up being horribly punished with blindness, but also getting his powers. Okay, now he wasn't actually helping a dude in traffic. He was just a misbehaving kid playing in traffic when he got hit by the juice, and this is a lie he's been telling people for years to make himself feel better and assuage his own guilt.
May I alter that a little bit?
Please do.
Matt Murdock was a gang youth.
Oh,
and part of his initiation was pushing an old person into traffic, and he fucked up and missed.
Love it. That's totally some like New 52 Billy Batson. Let's make this character hard-edged for no reason.
Right? Like it was initiation and he missed, he misjudged or he slipped, it's an accident. Yep. And then he got the accident, and because like no one was the wiser, and then you can bring out like that gang is back, or
exactly the leader is back now and extorting Matt Murdock because he like knows he's Daredevil or something,
or he just you don't even attack. He finds that he's Daredevil later, obviously, because everyone does. But what you do is you have him he attacks Matt Murdock,
right, extorting him for legal counsel or something,
and then he finds out he's Daredevil, and he's like and he's doing it again. It's like Cobra Kai. He's like I'm back, and he's bringing the gang back.
I like that.
Yeah. So,
I like that a whole lot. And
that
then Matt
sucks
Murdock,
that sucks and is great.
It does. And then Matt Murdock has a thing where it's like, okay, so I was secretly a piece of shit all along.
Yeah. And I've been
maybe I should kill these guys or beat them up so bad they can't talk and me.
Yeah.
And you just have like a darker, angrier Daredevil, which again, they flirted with making him a villain before. Shadowland, that one time Bendis made him Kingpin, and it was actually really, really good.
Yeah, they could totally do that to him.
Yeah. Oh, Will Randolph has a good one there in the chat. Read that one.
Okay. Well, I'll get to him. Hang on. There's more.
Okay, cool.
What's it called? St. Lucia says Aunt May paid to kill Ben.
Oh shit! Yeah, it was all. And then found out he didn't actually have life insurance. He was just lying about paying into life insurance.
Yeah, or he's a chronic gambler. He frittered it all away. He cashed it in. Maybe Ben hired someone to kill himself so that Aunt May would get paid out. Like,
oh shit.
Josh Bowman, the Starks created all the Avengers, starting with Howard and Cap. Yeah, like the Starks are like, okay, I need a team, and so like That'd be cool. I'm not too far away from. I don't think that ruins the Avengers. It does ruin the clandestine nature of it, but like everything has a story now. So, but
that's totally an Elseworlds book, is what that is.
But I hear what you're saying. Gavin, 2003. What'd you think of J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man book?
Didn't read it yet.
It's whatever. It's a great what if, I guess.
That's what it seemed to be. At least it's short.
It's an interesting what if with like, wow, that's the most anime bad guy I've ever seen in a Western comic.
Well, he co-wrote it with his son, and his son probably liked a lot of anime. And Pacelli's drawing, so I'm going to read it if just for that, even.
Yeah, it's not her best work.
Oh, that's a shame.
Drew Chester, Doom dies and leaves one or both to rule Latveria. Yeah. I'll probably have the kids. Latveria, yeah. I don't know if it's the kids or...
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be interesting. I'd take Valeria, ruler of Latveria. That's actually not bad.
No, not bad at all. And then it's like, how do you be a young teen girl and also run an Eastern Bloc country?
Well, and then of course, like, it turns out Doom didn't really die. You know, it's a whole thing. It was just like, now
and he's just been fucking with her,
right? And he's like, he's like the shoulder on, like the voice on her shoulder. Eventually, Valeria starts like wearing, it's like there's too many assassination attempts. I got to start putting on armor, and slowly but surely, Valeria becomes Doom.
New Doom, Lady Doom.
Yeah. J. Joseph Frazier takes slot off Fantastic Four. Marvel hires Roland/Harmon.
Justin Roiland
and Dan Harmon on Fantastic Four.
That's fine. I'd read it because again, they just go to different dimensions.
Yeah, I guess that'd be fine. That doesn't ruin Marvel, but I do.
That's a great one-shot what if, and also like you kind of have that with the Fantastic Four characters in Venture Brothers.
Right. Exactly.
It would just be that. They'd just be the Impossibles.
Yeah. The Impossibles. Will Randolph, Hank never hit Jan, she lied.
Oh my God.
I think he did that in public. Like, I think people saw that.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, if Jan has just been gaslighting him this whole time,
yes.
Be like, no, you hit me, you don't remember it, but you did.
Right. Like, I'm pretty sure that was in public, but... Yeah, because
everyone seems to know about it.
I think Tigra was there. I don't remember. I'll have to check back. But in any case, like, yeah.
But was that the real Tigra or the Skrull Tigra?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's true. So,
see, exactly. Now you got to think about that shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marvel.
Right. Logan Shirley, the Aunt May who died and came back in One More Day, was also an actress. The real May has been dead for years, and Pete MJ changed everything for nothing. That would suck. My God. But like, I'll take it.
Or like, I was the actress, but I liked you all so much, I just stayed on and let you call me Aunt May forever.
Right? Oh, Jesus. I got one here. Galactus was a herald of a greater Galactus.
Oh.
That he's from Zenla, originally.
Oh, the pacifist planet, right?
The place where Nora and Rad is from. That, like,
oh, no, sorry. I'm thinking of Zen Woobri, where Gamora is from.
Yes. No, I mean, Galactus Galactus's history is, I was not the first Galactus. I was a herald of a larger Galactus.
Right.
I'm from Zenla. I went back here to eat, and when Norrin paralleled my origin, I had to make it. Eventually, Norrin, aka Silver Surfer, you will usurp me, and you will become Galactus.
Oh, holy shit!
That there are multiple Galactuses, and that there's actually multiple. Like there have been many Galactuses, and like so you get to redesign Galactus. You get new Galactuses. You get like, the ancient Galactuses, like...
See, that's like maybe a little creatively bankrupt, but also kind of cool.
Right, like, oh, that's kind of neat, I guess. But like, yeah, it sucks because it also changes the origin of Galactus. It means that he wasn't there at the Big Bang. It means that, like, that's all horseshit. It means that the characters who have all said those things and confirmed that origin were lying. Like, you have to
validate a lot of really good history.
You gotta fix that shit, and you gotta have, like, Mark Waid write a really uninteresting series that explains all that crap for you. But yeah,
it is explained though.
Right, but like basically that like, and you do that by, I guess, maybe having Galactus die and Silver Surfer like go to him, and like, there's like basically you start off with the Galactus dies, and there's like a reading of Galactus's will.
You get my helmet, Norrin.
Right, and like, Reed's there and he reads it or something like that. And Surfer gets like this thing, like nothing, or Surfer gets like the keys to the ship. And when he goes in,
Yeah.
like, like the when he's alone, Galactus appears and he's like, yes, like, Norrin, like, here, now it's time for you to hear the secret history of Galactus. And it's
My
like,
true origin.
like, it's true my name is Galen, but it wasn't always Galactus. Like, but, my name was, I inherited Galactus. I didn't come up with that on the fly. And so your name, like, or he says, like, all hail Galactus. And he's talking to Norrin, and Norrin's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you're the new one. Here's the helmet. Here's the robe. It makes you super big. Go for it, buddy.
Yeah, it's why you're always, like, more powerful than any of my other heralds. Like, I didn't give you the power cosmic. I gave you, like, the seed of Galactus. Like,
Right,
one
because you're
day
going to be
you
the
will
new
be
me.
Galactus. And
Also, you have to start eating planets now because that's part of the deal. I wasn't actually hungry. I'm only here to help, population control the universe.
right, exactly.
That's the sacred duty of the Galactus Corps.
Galactus there must always be a Galactus, and Galactus is not immortal.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Denial says, Ultimate 616 Galactus fight a 50-foot kitty pride. I think
It'd
they
be funny.
did that.
Did they really?
Yeah, in Ultimate whatever the hell.
Oh, shit.
It sucked.
I bet. Doesn't sound great.
Yeah. And what was it? You got any more?
I think we burned through mine pretty quick, actually. I
fair
hate
enough.
to say I was only able to come up with 4, but I'm just trying to think back to them. Like, what are some other really bad New 52 ideas that we could crib from this?
Apply to Marvel. Mine was Uncle Ben faked his death and is actually an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, like his parent. Yeah, okay. That's terrible, and I can see it.
Because okay, so Uncle Ben's alive, right? You got that bullshit. You make it so that, like, the whole thing's a lie. So obviously, like, and when he died, like, Uncle Ben knew he was Spider-Man.
Right.
And he's like, oh, good. Like, Aunt May, like, May is covered. Peter's good. He's got the foundation of my bullshit morals that I don't really believe in. And now I can do my work. Like, I can get back to work. I can be a super spy. I can be a true spook. And you could do this by one of two ways. You could have it be that Uncle Ben is a Machiavellian genius, or that like Fury sent like a life model decoy of Uncle Ben to the house. And when Uncle Ben came home, like he was stopped by like one of the like an agent, like Dum Dum Dugan, like before he got to the house. And he's like, no, like this is better this way. And Uncle Ben agrees with him. So he's like, "Well, let him keep it going." And ultimately, of course, Peter finds out. Aunt May finds out. Or Peter finds out, and then he's like, "I got to keep this secret from Aunt May." And then he got the whole.
Does that also mean the cat burglar was always a fake too?
Right. The cat burglar was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right. Okay.
The whole thing was fake. Like that's why. Like of course, Peter tracked him to why would he go to an abandoned warehouse that was completely unfortifiable and with no exit strategy?
It was all too perfect. It was all a con, Peter.
Yeah, that like maybe Peter was Ben wanted Peter to become an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. And and Fury's like, even better, he's got powers and crap. Like, that sucks. Yeah, absolutely. No, I was there for every pivotal moment in your life.
You just didn't see me because I was a dude. But I'm only coming back to tell you now because S.H.I.E.L.D. has fallen and I need your help to ...
Well, or Teresa brings documents to Peter that's like, you should see this. Peter goes to this like flop house. He finds Uncle Ben. He's got a big beard. And he's like, oh, and he's like, oh no, Peter, I guess I'll tell you. And it's like an inverted, creepy version of The Conversation where it's just a whole issue where Ben explains and retcons where he was the entire time. Peter, of course, has to wrestle with the responsibility of telling Aunt May or not. He's
right.
Ben and Peter go on a couple of adventures together. Peter's whole his whole power and responsibility thing is shaken because like you rejected the responsibility of your family.
Everything you told me was a lie.
But also like you embodied the sense of responsibility. Like I threw away my family to be Spider-Man and you threw away your family to be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I guess that's actually kind of I guess I agree with you. Oh no,
I am your nephew after all.
Right, but like then you have a whole arc where he's like looking for new father figures. It's really stupid and it ruins Uncle Ben. And of course you got that whole like sword of Damocles. When is Uncle Ben gonna die again?
Absolutely.
And it will never
And
be as effective. But that's
You could also have some dumb bullshit too with Peter being like, well, maybe I can actually do more good the way Ben is now doing. Maybe I should ditch the colorful costume and also become a behind the scenes style operator with my amazing powers. I bet I could do it better than him.
Right. Well, Uncle Ben offers to like train Peter now. And
so you get Agent Spider-Man.
Yeah. Or Spider-Man Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever you want to call it.
Peter Parker Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Peter Parker Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. That's your story. And it's basically just he looks like Night Monkey.
Exactly. He just starts wearing a stealth suit everywhere now, and villains are like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah. That would be so crappy.
Then you can Mr. Oz it too with Ben being like, hey, Peter, you know, you've been fighting the Scorpion since you were like a teenager. Maybe if you fucking killed him, maybe he wouldn't come back and rob anymore. I'm just putting it out there, just saying, you know, if you started killing these people, it might help.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely Peter and Ben would have like conflicting ideologies where it's like a perverted like he's like, I didn't expect you to take it so literally, Peter.
Yeah, the great power, great responsibility. I was making that up on the fly, man.
Right. Well, he's like, well, no, I have a greater responsibility like to the mission, but not at the expense of the mission. Like, what are you doing? Like,
so he becomes like Batman at that point. It's all about the mission. It's only ever been about the mission.
Well, yeah. Well, no, it's like Uncle. Well, either way. I mean, like that would definitely annoy me. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Man, there's so many crazy places. Maybe Ben actually starts killing Spider-Man villains from afar, being like, look, I'm looking at you ruining your life here. Someone had to do it because you're not going to do it.
Hey, we can circle it back around. Frank Castle was actually trained by me.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, then so you ruined 2 characters for the price of one.
Mm-hmm. Or like, I worked with Frank. We fought in Nam together.
Yeah, really, yeah, because we can move that timetable up a little bit.
Yeah, we fought in whatever bullshit fake country Mark Waid invented for the secret history of the Marvel Universe.
Ralasia Stan.
Yeah. What was it? Mr. Vinyl Fish Stick says, the bomb that hit Bruce Banner was actually just a key point of trauma so that his X gene could activate, so Banner's really a mutant. Yep, that would suck.
Yep, and also something you could see happen.
You could do that for literally any member of the Marvel Universe. Steve Rogers was a mutant. Peter Parker's a mutant.
They're all mutants now.
Yeah. Thomas Agar, Rick knew about the gamma bomb. He was just suicidal. I like that idea. That's actually not too far. Like, that's not so bad.
That would actually fit very well with Al Ewing's new thing to have him come out and say, that's like, well, actually, Bruce, I was thinking of killing myself. No, I can't die.
Yeah. Who plays the guitar in the bed of their truck at a nuclear testing site?
I remember when it was a harmonica.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a harmonica. There you go. So, but either way, like, who's just sitting there whistling Dixie waiting for the bomb to drop? That actually that's not terrible. I like that pitch.
At the El Diablo test site, what is wrong with you?
Please. The Iceman, I've got one. Thor's actually adopted. Loki, Odin, and Laufey are concocted a conspiracy to protect Thor's fragile ego, and then Thor goes full world breaker. I mean,
right, Loki's the real kid. Thor is the adopted one. They've just been lying to him.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that, and that would ruin Thor, or at the very least, like, annoy people about Thor. That's like the kind of thing they would do right after Jason Aaron left Thor.
Yeah, it's a good excuse, too, to make him darker and grittier.
Mm-hmm. Trenton Brown, that Uncle Ben retcon sounds like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 subplot, more or less.
It really does.
Yeah, just basically taking the Richard, but except he's not a genius. It's more like, it's like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 subplot because it sucks.
Yeah.
And no one asked for it. The Amazing Zero, Wakanda made the mutant virus to destroy the West.
Oh my.
That'd be nuts.
Again, much like ruining the Amazons, you could ruin the Wakandans very easily, too.
Oh, yeah. No, like... So, you know, that's a couple.
What about Ben Grimm converts religions for his new wife?
I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of annoying.
That'd be really fucked up, though. It's like, here's one of the few prominent Jewish characters in fiction, and we're making them convert, and he did it for a woman. Suck it.
Yeah. I mean, like, any number of things you could also do, like with Marvel. So-and-so was a Skrull. The worst one for me, Mary Jane was actually a Skrull to get close to Peter Parker, because Peter Parker has literally been in the middle of every single major Marvel event for the past, like, 30 years. You know, like...
This is true.
But yeah, so that's a thing. I mean, like... So, as you can tell, like, what these are, it's a thought exercise, but it's also, like, you know, one idea has... ramifications that are farther reaching than some might think when they kind of innocently think like, oh, this would be kind of cool. Like, you got to think about where it goes, what the train of logic follows, and because you're dealing with an interconnected universe, what affects what, and all that. So, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to trying this with DC.
Yeah, really. Which again, it's going to be hard for DC because, like, didn't you do most of these?
Exactly. Well, yeah. Well, we also have somebody who's actively kind of like deliberately hurting DC for some reason. I don't know why.
Also, that too. What if I wrote an 80-issue series where I just concentrated on nothing people wanted and just made the character really whiny?
Yeah.
Nah, it could never happen.
Right? Nah.
There's safeguards in place to make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh wait, aren't there? There are no. Yeah.
There are no rails.
Anyone can do anything. I mean, like, and that's the case with both companies, except for certain things. Like, it's just frustrating.
It is funny how it's like both these companies make huge mistakes, like over and over again, but rarely do they ever make each other's mistakes.
Right. No, they find all new ways to break new ground on mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But,
all different, you could say.
But it's a great way for you to identify like the germ of an idea. Like, when you think about your favorite stories, like think about where it comes from and like what the germ of the idea was. Like, what's the pitch for this story, and how did it spiral into that? And like, what does it make logical sense? And like, that way you can analyze your own stories and come up with new ideas and identify when something's happening. Or, I think it's why a lot of people like have knee-jerk reactions when they hear like a new idea. When they're like, Peter Parker's in the mind of Dr. Octopus, or Dr. Octopus is in Peter Parker's head, and it's like, oh no, that ruins everything. And it's like, well, like
read it,
but also like follow the logic train in your own mind. Like, where does that go? How does it affect everything? How can they undo it? Because that's what they're asking. By the way, like when you're pitching an idea to Marvel or anything like that, or DC in any case, you could, they're going to ask you. Like, okay, you got your idea. Where does it go? Who does it affect? How, like, what can we do with this?
What does it mean,
What does it mean? How does it, and how many books does it affect? And how far reaching is it? Like, and how good is the idea versus how it will affect everything? I had another pitch that I forgot I had. I was like, oh, I had this juicy, it sucked. But let me get to Silvery Cricket, who says, if we are trying to ruin characters, Angel bangs a 16-year-old husk and everyone writes it off as romantic and never talks about how weird it is. Well, we're making up things like that. So
that's a thing that actually happened.
That's a real thing that happened, which of course damn well. The Iceman says, Grant Morrison writes Deadpool. He's not insane, but everyone else is. Deadpool is the only one who sees the world as it really is. Love this pitch, though, by the way. Thank you.
See, again, that feels like an Elseworld. They could actually do Deadpool, the last sane man on Earth.
Isn't that basically Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, where he's like, you don't even know.
In a lot of ways.
You're never gonna, like, you don't even know how fucked up all this all is. Yeah. My pitch, this sucks, and I hate it. Luke Cage is a secret Wakandan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with any other character, it's like, well, that just defeats so much of their purpose by doing that. And that's also a really horrible something a white editorial staff would be. It's like, oh, all black superheroes are the same, right?
Right, exactly. Like, making Luke Cage a secret Wakandan, a la the friggin' Black Panther movie, where it's like, oh no, he was a sleeper agent, or like, he was
We're reactivating you, Agent Cage.
Yeah, and that like his whole origin is like bogus, and he's actually like, his muscles are infused with vibranium or something.
Or he's got a special stealth suit.
Yeah, his skin is vibranium or something like that. Like he was you come up with another like stupid superhero origin story. Like, you fell in a vat of vibranium and you're T'Challa's brother and your real name is like Cage or something. Like
Cage, yeah. Love you,
like something that's a variant on his real name, like. But I was just like, ugh, that ruins everything for Luke Cage, and it's the kind of thing that would ruin. It's the kind of thing that would stay because like so few people write Luke Cage, so it's like
shame.
That would wreck everything for him.
I loved that last David F. Walker run. That was really solid and did not get enough people's eyes on it.
No, sadly. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Let us know in the comments what universe should we just do a part 2 for Marvel, or do you want to see DC next? Because I guarantee we could come up with a whole lot more.
Oh, yeah, man, give me a week on this.
Yeah, but anyway, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to come by New York Comic Con and run into me and my entire team. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Check out this show if you like audio. You can find it on Spotify under the Elseworlds Exchange. And if you want to help us out a little more, you can go to patreon.com/ComicPOP, where you'll not only just get more stuff, but also an extra show that is like this, only over there, and audio. It's a lot of fun. So check that out over there. It's called One Shots. because it's just a little one-off, so to speak. But thanks a lot for hanging out, and we'll see you guys then. I'm Sal.
I'm Joel.
So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Silver Cricket says, X-Men start taking in teenage metahumans, Inhumans, and alien half-breeds into the school, and bad writing leads to self-segregating in the school.
Oh, whoa. That's a big concept, bad idea.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Where the X-Men take the inclusive thing too far. And
they start being the racist ones.
Yeah. That's probably a couple years away. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and thank you very much for our super chatters for helping us out, and we'll see you guys then. I'm Sal.
I'm Joel.
So long. Oh, Demomo just jumped in. Sorry. I just got paid today, so you're getting paid. Well, thank you, Demomo. That was very kind of you, and very generous of you, I might add. Thank you so much, dude. But yeah, sorry we just wrapped up, but we'll see you later. All right, I'm going to go now. We're really going to end the show, so thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot, everybody, and we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.